Okay, so we've all been there, right? You buy something, it's not quite right, you take it back, and a couple of days later, poof, the money is back in your account. But have you ever stopped to think about what happens next? We're about to dive into the really fascinating psychology of refunds and figure out why that money, your money, feels so different and, let's be honest, so much easier to spend.
So let's make this super real. Picture it. You just returned that $40 sweater that didn't fit. Success! The money's back. Now, what's your first instinct? Do you carefully tuck it back into your budget? Or does it suddenly feel, I don't know, different? Kind of like play money? If you've ever felt that little urge to immediately blow a refund on something else, trust me, you are in very, very good company.
And this isn't just some weird little personal quirk. Oh no, this is a massive economic force. In 2021 alone, consumers in the US returned $761 billion worth of stuff. I mean, just let that number sink in. That is a gigantic river of cash flowing back to us. And as we're going to see, our brains treat that river of cash in a very, very strange way. And here's where the plot thickens. This slide just lays it all out. The huge difference between what we think we should do and what we actually end up doing. You see, a pilot study found that, yeah, most of us believe that refunds should be saved, treated like any other cash. But when you ask people what they really do, almost 43% admit, yeah, I totally splurge with that money. So what on earth is going on inside our heads?
Well, the answer comes down to this really fascinating quirk of human psychology. Turns out, our brains don't treat all money equally. Nope. Without us even knowing it, we're constantly sorting our cash into these invisible little mental buckets. And the bucket a refund lands in, well, that changes everything.
The official name for this is mental accounting, a concept that Nobel laureate Richard Thaler made famous. It's this subconscious thing we do where we label our money. You know, a dollar is a dollar, right? Well, not to our brains. Our brain sees a dollar from your paycheck totally differently than a dollar you got as a birthday gift or a dollar you got from a refund. And that label changes how we feel about spending it. This is such a perfect example. Just think about it for a second. If you got a $1,000 bonus from work, it feels like fun money, right? You can already picture the vacation or the new gadget. But what if you got a $1,000 advance on your salary? Oof, that feels serious. That feels like money that's already spoken for. It's the exact same amount of cash, but the mental bucket makes all the difference. And refunds? Oh, they get their own very special bucket.
Now, this isn't just some clever theory someone came up with. Researchers have actually put this to the test. So let's dive into the science here and see what happened when they put this idea under the microscope in a real experiment.
So in one key study, researchers had people imagine they received $20. Everybody got the same amount. But, and this is the important part, the backstory of that $20 was completely different.
Okay, so they split people into two groups. The first group was told the $20 was a direct payment for some online work. Simple. The second group, though, was told they'd earned $20, bought a t-shirt, and then returned it to get a refund. So same $20, but for one group, the money took this little round trip through a purchase and back.
Then came the big test. Both groups got the same offer. Hey, you want to buy these cool headphones for $20? So what's your guess? Who is more willing to pull the trigger and spend the cash? The direct payment group or the refund group?
And the results are pretty staggering. Look at this. Over 75% of the people in the refund group said yes to the headphones. Compare that to about 65% in the direct payment group. That's a huge difference. Just the act of passing the money through a purchase and return cycle made people way more likely to spend it again. So, okay, we've seen that it happens, but the real million-dollar question is, why? Why does getting our own money back make us so eager to let go of it again? It all comes back to how we mentally label that money.
The core idea here is something called earmarking. It's basically how we put a mental sticky note on our money. Think about that $40 sweater. The second you decide to buy it, you slap a mental sticky note on that cash that says spending money. And what the research shows is that even when you return the sweater, that sticky note, it stays on the money.
And that leftover label is incredibly powerful. It makes the refund feel uncommitted. It's like it has no job. Your salary has jobs, right? Rent, groceries, bills. But that refunded money? It's just hanging out, free from financial obligations, basically just waiting for you to give it a new spending assignment. Okay, so if this is all about these mental labels, it kind of makes you wonder, right?
Can we change the labels? Can we consciously take control of this? Well, researchers wondered the exact same thing, and they put it to the test.
And this is where it gets really, really cool. First, they tried putting the money, both the refund and the direct payment, onto a gift card. And look what happened. The spending gap between the two groups almost disappeared. Why? Because what does a gift card practically scream at your brain? It screams, "Spend me." It automatically slapped that spending money label on all the cash, making the regular payment feel just like a refund. But then they tried the exact opposite. They sent the money directly into a savings account. And boom, the same thing happened. The gap shrank again, but for the opposite reason. The savings account acted like a new, more powerful label. It overwrote the old spending money tag and slapped a new one on that said savings money. And suddenly, even the refund felt serious and obligated.
So, what does this all mean for us in the real world? This isn't just some neat psychology experiment. It has real consequences for our wallets and for how businesses think about us. All right, so for you and me, the takeaway is pretty straightforward. If you want to fight that automatic urge to splurge with a refund, you have to consciously change its mental bucket. The absolute easiest way to do this, if they give you the option, have your refund sent directly to your savings account. That one simple move breaks the spell. It relabels the cash from fun money to future goals.
Now, if you're a retailer, you're going to use this psychology in the complete opposite way. This is why so many stores push you to take store credit or a gift card. They are trying to keep that spending money label alive and well, so you spend it right back with them. And it's no accident that the return counter is often surrounded by tempting impulse buys. For a smart retailer, a return isn't a loss. It's a brand new sales opportunity. So the next time you get that email or that notification that a refund has hit your account, you'll know exactly what's happening behind the scenes in your brain. You'll feel that little pull, and the only question left is, now that you know the trick, what are you going to do? Is it going to be savings, or is it going to be free money? The choice is all yours.